Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Quiet Riddle. I appreciate you and your support helps other good people like yourself. So with that said, today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that blends timeless wisdom with practical psychology, Machiavelli's lie detector. Now, if you're thinking of Niccolò Machiavelli, the infamous Italian philosopher from the Renaissance era, you're spot on. He's best known for his book The Prince, a guide to power and politics that some see as ruthless, but others view as brutally honest about human nature. Machiavelli didn't sugarcoat things, he observed people as they are, not as they should be. And that's exactly why his insights can serve as a powerful tool for spotting deception in everyday life. Imagine this, you're in a negotiation at work, or maybe chatting with a friend who's acting a bit off, or even dealing with a salesperson pushing a deal that sounds too good to be true. Deception is everywhere, from little white lies to elaborate schemes. But what if you could channel Machiavelli's sharp eye to cut through the fog? That's the concept here, using his Machiavellian lens on human behavior to detect when someone might be pulling the wool over your eyes. We'll explore how his principles reveal the subtle signs of dishonesty, backed by real-world examples and actionable tips. By the end, you'll have a mental toolkit to navigate a world full of half-truths and hidden agendas. First, let's set the stage with who Machiavelli was and why he matters. Born in 1469 in Florence, Italy, Machiavelli lived during a time of political turmoil, with city-states warring and alliances shifting like sand. He served as a diplomat and saw firsthand how leaders manipulated, betrayed, and schemed to maintain power. The Prince, written in 1513, wasn't a manual for evil, it was a realistic playbook for survival in a cutthroat world. Machiavelli believed humans are driven by self-interest, fear, ambition, and a desire for security. He famously said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both, but beneath that is a deeper truth. People often hide their true motives behind masks of virtue." This brings us to the core of Machiavelli's lie detector, understanding that deception stems from human nature's predictability. People lie to protect themselves, gain advantages, or avoid consequences. Machiavelli taught that appearances are everything. Leaders should seem merciful, faithful, humane, upright, and religious, even if they're not. So, when spotting lies, look for inconsistencies between what someone projects and their underlying drives. If their actions don't align with their words, or if they're overly performative, that's a red flag waving in the wind. Let's break this down into key Machiavellian insights and how they help detect deception. Insight number 1, self-interest rules all. Machiavelli observed that humans prioritize their own benefits above loyalty or truth. So, when someone is deceiving you, it's often because the truth would harm their interests. Ask yourself, what do they stand to gain from this story? For example, in a business deal, if a partner glosses over risks while emphasizing rewards, they might be hiding flaws to close the sale. Probe gently, ask for specifics or evidence. If they evade or pivot, that's Machiavellian self-preservation at play. A classic historical example is Cesare Borgia, whom Machiavelli admired. Borgia was a duke who used deception masterfully. He once invited rebellious captains to a peace meeting, only to have them executed. The lie? The facade of reconciliation masked his ambition to consolidate power. In modern terms, think of a colleague who praises your idea in a meeting but undermines it behind your back. Their flattery serves their self-interest, appearing supportive while plotting advancement. To spot this, watch for over-the-top compliments that feel scripted. Genuine praise is specific and tied to actions, fake ones are vague and excessive. Insight number 2, fear and love as motivators. Machiavelli noted that people are more reliably controlled by fear than affection, because love is fickle but fear endures. Deceivers often exploit this by instilling subtle fear or dangling affection. A liar might say, "If you don't believe me, you'll regret it," playing on your fear of missing out. Or they could feign vulnerability to evoke sympathy, like a scammer posing as a desperate relative needing money. The key to detection? Notice emotional manipulation. Does their story tug at your heartstrings unnaturally, or create urgency without facts? Pause and fact-check. Emotions cloud judgment, just as Machiavelli warned. Consider the Enron scandal of the early 2000s. Executives like Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling projected confidence and success, loving the spotlight while fearing exposure of their fraudulent accounting. They deceived investors with rosy reports, but cracks showed in evasive answers during inquiries. Machiavellian tip: listen for deflections. When pressed, honest people provide details, deceivers change the subject or attack the questioner. In personal life, if a partner avoids discussing finances with excuses like "trust me, it's fine," it might mask debt or infidelity driven by fear of confrontation. Insight number 3: the art of simulation and dissimulation. That's fancy talk for pretending and hiding. Machiavelli advised princes to simulate virtues they lack and dissimulate vices. In lie detection, this means spotting when someone's performance doesn't match reality. Body language is huge here. Liars often overcompensate with steady eye contact to seem trustworthy, but it feels forced. Or they might fidget subtly, like touching their face, which signals discomfort from cognitive dissonance. Psychological studies back this up. Research from Paul Ekman, the emotions expert, shows micro-expressions, fleeting facial cues, that betray hidden feelings. A Machiavellian would say, train your eye to see the mast slip. For instance, during the Watergate scandal, President Nixon's aides like John Dean simulated loyalty while dissimulating their involvement in the break-in. Dean later testified, revealing how fear of exposure led to layers of lies. In everyday scenarios, watch for inconsistencies in stories. If a friend's alibi changes slightly each retelling, they're likely dissimulating to cover tracks. Now, let's get practical with a step-by-step Machiavellian lie detection framework. Step 1. Establish a baseline. Observe how the person behaves normally, their speech patterns, gestures, and eye contact. Deviation signals stress from lying. Machiavelli would approve. He stressed knowing your subject's habits to anticipate betrayals. Step 2. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of yes/no queries that allow easy lies, say, "Tell me more about that." This forces elaboration, where inconsistencies emerge. In The Prince, Machiavelli recounts how rulers tested advisors with probing discussions to reveal true intentions. Step 3. Look for clusters of cues, not single signs. A lone fidget might mean nothing, but combined with verbal stumbles, averted gaze, and defensive posture? That's a deception cluster. Science supports this. FBI interrogators use similar methods, echoing Machiavellian realism. Step 4. Consider context and stakes. High-stakes lies, like in court or big deals, amplify tells. Low-stakes ones, like social fibs, are subtler. Machiavelli reminded us, people lie more boldly when power is at play. Step 5. Trust but verify. Machiavelli wasn't cynical without reason. He advocated alliances but with safeguards. So, cross-check claims independently. If someone says they graduated from Harvard, a quick search can confirm or debunk. Let's illustrate with a modern story. Take Elizabeth Holmes Theranos. She simulated innovation, charming investors with tales of revolutionary blood testing tech. Her deep voice, black turtlenecks, echoing Steve Jobs, were performative. But Machiavellian eyes would spot the dissimulation, evading technical questions, punishing doubters with fear tactics. Whistleblowers revealed the deception, leading to her downfall. Lesson? When charisma overshadows substance, dig deeper. Another angle, deception in relationships. Machiavelli viewed love as strategic, advising princes to feign affection. In dating, a partner might lie about commitment to keep options open. Signs? Inconsistent availability, vague future plans. Apply the framework, baseline their communication style. If texts suddenly become curt during absences, probe. A true Machiavellian detects this self-interest early, avoiding heartbreak. But wait, is using these insights ethical? Machiavelli's detractors called him immoral, but he argued realism prevents greater harms. Spotting lies protects you from exploitation, fostering honest interactions. However, don't become paranoid. Most people aren't chronic deceivers. Use this power wisely, not manipulatively. As Machiavelli might say, the wise prince discerns truth to rule justly. Expanding on that, let's explore cultural variations in deception. In Western societies, direct eye contact signals honesty, but in some Asian cultures, it's respectful to avert gaze. Machiavelli, focused on Italian politics, might understand the cultural mask to spot anomalies. For global business, this means researching norms. A Japanese negotiator's politeness might hide disagreement, not deception. Psychologically, why do we lie? Evolutionary biology suggests it's adaptive, protecting social bonds or resources. Machiavelli intuited this, seeing humans as survivalists. Modern neuroscience shows lying activates the prefrontal cortex, effortful like planning a strategy. That's why liars pause or use fillers like cognitive load betrays them. For self-improvement, practice these skills. Role play with friends. One lies about a story, the other detects. Or analyze news interviews. Politicians are Machiavellian masters. During the 2020 election debates, fact-checkers caught exaggerations. Watch replays for verbal slips. Historical deceivers abound. Take Machiavelli's contemporary, Pope Alexander VI, Borgia's father. He simulated piety while plotting murders. Detection clue? Actions contradicting words, preaching peace amid wars. In tech, Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX simulated altruism, but self-interest in risky trades exposed the lie. In sales, beware limited time offers, creating false urgency, exploiting fear. Machiavellian counter, ask for written proof. If they hesitate, walk away. Parenting tip, kids lie to avoid punishment. Spot it by noting story evolution. Teach honesty through positive reinforcement, aligning with Machiavelli's balance of fear and love. Workplace applications, during performance reviews, if a boss promises raises vaguely, it's dissimulation. Document and follow up. In friendships, true bonds withstand truth. If a friend lies often, reassess. Their self-interest overrides loyalty. Media deception, fake news thrives on emotional hooks. Machiavellian advice, verify sources, seek counter-arguments. Online, catfishing simulates identities. Detect via inconsistencies in photos, stories. Reverse image search is your ally. Health scams, charlatans dissimulate cures. Look for lack of evidence, pressure tactics. Investing, Ponzi schemes like Madoff's relied on trust simulation. Red flags, unrealistic returns, secrecy. Legal contexts, witnesses lie under oath. Jurors, channel Machiavelli, watch for nonverbal cues. Therapy, even patients deceive themselves. Therapists detect through probing. Literature, Shakespeare's ego in Othello is Machiavellian deceit personified, manipulating through whispers. Films, the talented Mr. Ripley shows simulation gone deadly. To deepen, read The Prince yourself. Chapter 18 discusses appearing virtuous. Complementary books, Spy the Lie by ex-CIA officers, aligning with Machiavellian tactics. Apps, lie detector games for practice, though not foolproof. Workshops, body language courses enhance detection. Remember, no one's infallible. Machiavelli himself was exiled, misjudging politics. In summary, Machiavelli's lie detector isn't about gadgets, it's mindset. By grasping self-interest, fear, and masks, you pierce veils of deceit. Apply wisely for a more authentic life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. See you in the next video.